I don't know where my mic is. Honestly, I have no idea. The receiver's over there, but I don't know where the actual transmitter is, so... Welcome to Skelly's Garage, and welcome to my camera's mic. Behind me I have two banners already hanging up to make this place feel a little bit more like home for someone like myself who has an affliction for these terrible, amazing cars. So today, and by today I mean today for me, not this episode today for you. I know it's really complicated. But today I want to build a shelf because I have all these things on the ground here and I have all this space. And once I get my toolboxes in here, I want to get as few things laying on the ground that shouldn't be on the ground as possible. And what's more, once I build the shelf, it'll give me an idea of whether I need more. And I have a feeling that I will. But I only bought one. The shelf is here. And by the looks of it, we're definitely going to need at least one more. Seems sturdy-ish. Instructions, various attaching bits. Now, since I'm not always the brightest cookie in the tool shed, I am going to read these instructions. Shelving unit, maximum load, 340 kilograms. One single shelf, 113.6 kilograms. That's pretty good. Oh, there are no instructions. Are there? It's just, congratulations. Oh, hang on. Assembly montage. What do these symbols mean? I don't understand. Take that one and put it in the trash. Why? Okay. So it has something to do with this, and these, and perhaps even these. Okay, well, let's have a look. We got 1 dingus, 2 dingus, 3 dingus, 4 dingus, 5 dingus, 6 dingus, 7 dingus, more. Haha, haha, it's very funny. Mais je ne comprends pas. Hello! I'm back. It's the next day. Now, this is the shelf that I built yesterday. Unfortunately, my camera died while I was building it, so you didn't get to laugh as hard as I did when I saw what the completed result was. When I bought the shelf, I neglected to look at the item description. What I expected a shelf to be about here is half that. So I bought another shelf and it will be here tomorrow. So that's what we've got going on for us there. However, as I mentioned before, I have some toolboxes. Being that we're in our own private space, I am looking forward to taking advantage of some of the benefits of a private space, such as toolboxes. I have several toolboxes, of which 2 are in the back of my X5. So my plan for today is to bring 2 of those toolboxes in here and start organizing my tools in such a way that I can actually start making use of them rather than having to sort through these awful tool bags. And once those toolboxes and the shelf that's arriving tomorrow is installed, I'm going to bring over the other toolboxes that I have, and we will finally have this space fitted out and ready to be used as an actual Werkstatt. There. That's better. Let's get our toolboxes in. You'll see what we're working with here. I think I want these over here. There we go. Toolboxes are in. Now, admittedly, this toolbox doesn't look great, but that will be because I've had it for over 10 years. And in those 10 years, it's probably spent 7 of those outside. I wish I didn't have to, but there were many situations in my life where I just literally didn't have space to keep this toolbox indoors. But now it doesn't have to be outdoors. Now it's an indoor toolbox, and hopefully it will stay so in the immediate future. As you can see, this is the color that it used to be. Anyway, now that the toolbox is in, my next task is to start organizing some of these tools into here. Now, the funny thing is that the tools that I had when they were all in here, they were all in here. And then I had to buy these tool bags because this toolbox was just not in a convenient place to move tools from this toolbox to where I was doing actual work. Now that that situation has changed, we don't have to live like this anymore. Look at this. There's freaking daylight in my garage. Isn't that's so nice. I've got my roundel from my first ever car, which was an E36 by the name of Jonas. They will probably always be on this toolbox or around it somewhere. But anyway, it's a little bit chaotic, but like I said, I haven't had a whole lot of time to be in here since I rented this place, which is a disappointment because every day that goes by that I haven't done something in here is a day that I have spent money that is, well, wasted. But we're not talking about those kinds of details at the moment. So let's get to work. Let's make an electronic equipment drawer. This is an old torque wrench. This is an AutoZone torque wrench? It's 1/2 inch. I didn't know I had this. Huh, neat. We'll hold on to it. We can test it out later. So it's a different day. The good news is the new shelf has come in and we're gonna put it together now. That's more like it. This looks much closer to the size of the shelf that I expect. Let's find out. And I actually did check the dimensions this time, so. It's exactly the same as the other shelf, except bigger. So that's good. All right. So we got some shelves.
What the f is this?
Diese Apparatur kann, wenn sie ordnungsgemäß montiert wird, Schutz vor dem Well, you know what the rule is about advisories in German. If I can't read it, it doesn't apply to me. Okay. Very good. Now we take this, slide it over nice and easy like. Honestly, I have to say this is a pretty well designed shelf. Like building it, putting it together, it's not bad. All right. Second verse, same as the first. So good. It's so good. This is gonna be the parts shelf. Let's get a bit more light in here, yeah? How's about that? Now it's dark outside and the doors are open and I have some lighting here, and I'd say this is better than it was at the old garage, but I wanna make it better still. These light bulbs I'm gonna be replacing with something else. We'll see how that works out. But in the meantime, I wanna start putting things on the shelf because all that stuff over there, those are parts, and those are parts for projects that I need to complete. But I need to get things out of there so that I can put my toolboxes there and get the rest of my tools out of the area here. I'm trying to get things done correctly so that we are in a position that I don't have to be stressed out all the time trying to get everything in place. So, let's do it. E39 parts, more E39 parts, our box of fluids, timing chain guide parts, got my pedal presser up there, X5 parts, for things that are currently in progress, I think. Goodness gracious. Storage, organization, that kind of stuff is just amazing. I don't know what this is. Timing chain guide parts. Next box. Careful viewers will have observed that I broke something on the unfastening part 2. Nice. Thanks, Baum BMW Shop 24.de. I really appreciate it. Anyway, what did I break? I broke this. This is one of the channels for the cabin air filter. This is the passenger side, and I broke one of these clips that hold it in place while trying to get the cabin air filter housing out. It happens. Unfortunately, this part doesn't exist in the United States, so I had to order it from Germany. Look at all these stickers. That's so cool. Put them right there. What's left? I've driven the E39 enough to give it an oil change. Can you believe that? More parts for the timing guides. I know we keep talking about them, and I know I haven't done them, but honestly, you've been following along, right? Like you know what's been going on the last few months.
Wait, what is this?
I've got some transmission mounts there. I don't know why, but I'll find out. I want to put like squeezy things here. Snap ring pliers. Crimp clamp tool. So I guess it merits telling you a little bit of my history with auto mechanics. When I was a young boy, I obviously really liked cars, and I dreamt that one day I would have, you know, all sorts of cool cars and things that I would be able to drive. And well, I guess, you know, here we are. The logical progression of that, based on my propensity to take things apart and put them back together, was that I could work on cars. And when I was around 20 years old, my best friend's dad brought me into the dealership that he worked at. I started working there as a very basic lube tech, as they call it, which is basically a glorified name for somebody who does oil changes and occasionally the work that the other techs don't want to do. Preparing the brand new cars that came off the truck for sale, and just other things of that nature. Obviously, I didn't really have much in the way of tools, so my best friend's dad, Charlie, he gave me this box. It had some tools in it. Some of the things that it had in there are still here, like this set of, I have no idea what these are. They're not magnets, they're just something. They've been in this box for about 10 years now, and it's too late to remove them. This second half of the box came to me a couple of years back when Charlie very suddenly passed away. And it was a very tough thing. It was a very tough time for everyone. Obviously, his family was completely devastated. One of the reasons that his family gave me some of his tools and his toolbox was because they knew that I was very close to him, and they knew how much it would mean to me. Honestly, the fact that I'm finally able to bring these two boxes here into my garage, but use these tools and these boxes to fix my cars, and do so at a level that Lube Tech Sam couldn't have possibly have imagined, it just means a lot. So yeah, I mean, I'm not the most mechanically skilled person out there, for sure, but I know what I'm doing, and I owe a lot of that to Charlie. And these tools remind me of that every time I work with them. So I'm happy that they're here. I will say that I know Charlie never particularly cared for my taste in cars. He loved Fords. That was his thing. So here we are at the new and improved Skelly's garage. We've got some anti-BMW propaganda there. We have FAF. We have recycling and trash, which needs to come out with me. Then we have some more materials here, which just need to be finally sorted. There's going to be another toolbox there. I'm just waiting for the right time to go get it, because it's quite large and I might need to get a trailer. Then we'll get back to it. There's a ton of stuff to do for this thing, and that one too. I'm going to continue sorting in here, cleaning up, and we'll get back to work very soon. Now watch this. This is going to be some incredible editing. See? That was pretty good, right? Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it here. There's really not all that much left to do in the garage. As far as setting it up goes, I still want to put a few things on the wall and make it a little bit more exciting than the dreadful underground garage that we were in. So if you have any suggestions of what you'd like to see on the walls, let me know. I mean, if you want to send me things to put on the walls, that's even better. The world's a big place, you know? Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for sticking with this channel. I know that my upload patterns have been a little bit erratic recently, but with the completion, or near completion rather, of this garage, I think that we can finally start getting back to a more regular routine. Now, in February, I was laid off from my job. It was an unfortunate event, and though it was on good terms, it was very stressful for me. While it was a lot of fun to spend time working on this car, editing videos, putting stuff out for you, I did have to find another job. And I did. And that is one of the reasons that it's been really hard for me to find time to edit things and especially come in here. I mean, I don't know what day it is that you're gonna see this, but right now, it's been more than 3 weeks since I got this garage. And I've just now had it set up because how chaotic things have been. That aside, like I mentioned a few moments ago, I think we are finally approaching cruise altitude. We'll find the correct rhythm to keep these repairs going on these cars which desperately need them and keep these videos coming for you, viewer, who I hope is still appreciating them. With that, I want to say a final word of thanks to Graham and Andre who continue to support this channel on Patreon. It means a lot to me. Even though there were times where I just considered saying, F all this, why am I spending my money? Why don't I just take up something more wholesome like hard drugs? It's the interactions that I've had with you on the Patreon and also the rest of the YouTube community that have kept me coming back to this garage, setting it up, doing work on these cars and editing these videos and putting them out for you. So, for real, a heartfelt thank you. Is that all I wanted to say? I think so. All right, well, I don't know what order these videos are gonna come out, so if Unfaffening Part 3 hasn't come out yet, watch for it soon. If it has, nice. Maybe there's a Part 4. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.